Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. You're gonna find a way to win or find a way to lose. Please like, subscribe, and just enjoy the video. Hey man, what's going on with these cruiserweights? What's up with David Haye? What's up with Usyk? What's up with Holyfield? Those names ring a bell. What's up with those guys, man? What makes those three special? When you talk about boxing, when you talk about the cruiserweight division, I'm going to tell you what makes them special. Usyk and Holyfield, undisputed. David Haye unified, had 3 belts. Then he moved up to heavyweight. But let me tell you something, man. Just looking at David Benavidez's past performance, Jai Opetaia, and where he's at right now. When you think about Evander Holyfield to Usyk, the cruiserweight has produced some of the most complete fighters in boxing history. And that's why I want to talk about them today, because to see how a couple of these guys had gone on to become undisputed at heavyweight as well. And talk about the things they endured, and as far as David Haye falling just short of that mark. And why fans want Jai Opetaia and David Benavidez to get in there and scrap, and what many of us feel is a very, very dangerous fight. But the boxing politics looks like it's going to stop it from happening, you know what I'm saying? And that is, that sucks. I'm going to tell you right now, at cruiserweight, probably not the most exciting division, but the cruiserweight standard is really about greatness. You know what I'm saying? That weight division is unique because fighters have to balance speed, like the lighter divisions, and they got to actually balance power because they're approaching heavyweight. Those guys are cruiserweights. You get guys in there, like I said, are lightning fast like the smaller weights, or have that crazy Herculean strength like at the heavyweights. And when you look at David Benavidez, you look at Jai Opetaia. You know, you think about durability, you think about skill versatility, you think about mental toughness, ability to move up later. Now, I think Jai is definitely ready to move up because of his size and everything. We think about David Benavidez, he could probably move up too. But the mental toughness, Jai Opetaia has proven it at cruiserweight. David Benavidez hasn't. He only fought there once against Zerto. He hasn't been in a situation where he had to fight for 9 rounds like Jai Opetaia did, when Jai Opetaia had the left and right side of his jaws fractured around the 3rd round in the fight. I think against Breedis. I think it was who he was fighting. Anyway, shit was fractured. The man fought 9 rounds basically with a broken jaw. That is a different type of mental toughness. But this is where legends like Holyfield and Usyk, they separated themselves. You know what I'm saying? Evander Holyfield is the original cruiserweight king. You know what I mean? First undisputed cruiserweight champion in the 3-belt era. Now we're in a 4-belt era. And what he endured, Dwight Muhammad Qawi. A war, 15-round war, nonstop pressure, one of the toughest fights ever. If y'all haven't seen that fight, go see it. I'm talking about the ebbs and flows in that fight. You know what I'm saying? It looked like Holyfield was out, then he comes back, then it goes the other way, then he comes back and he gets the victory. Shit was a war. Took a lot of physical punishment, took heavy shots, fought through exhaustion. He proved his legitimacy. You know, cruiserweight was still gaining respect, but Holyfield put it on the map. And the thing, when it comes to Holyfield, he didn't just win belts. He made cruiserweight matter. And that's why guys like Usyk, they show so much respect to Evander Holyfield. Because Holyfield's old school. He set the standard. But Usyk became the modern master. Undisputed cruiserweight champion, 4-belt era. Now, as far as him and what he endured, right? Road Warrior Run. That man won titles in, I think, Poland, Latvia, I think Russia. He was all over the place fighting and doing the business. And he fought, that's the name, Breedis. No, it was Prescott that broke, what's his name, Josh. But he beat Murat Gassiev and Maurice Breedis, you know what I'm saying? Tactical challenges with Usyk is just having to face different styles. And every time Usyk got himself in a fight, man, you can see him making adjustments every single fight. And now that he's moved up to heavyweight, you still see him making adjustments. There's no style he can't figure out. And legacy, when it comes to Usyk, is proven. Skills, intelligence, conditioning, but the skills and the intelligence can dominate any division. There are some people who say, well, Oleksandr Usyk, he only fought in 2 weight divisions. What you want him to do? You want to create a super heavyweight? You want them to create a mammoth heavyweight, a colossal heavyweight? What you want this man to do? He was a cruiserweight. Next weight up from that is heavyweight. Trust me, if he could get down to light heavyweight, he'd dominate that too. So people need to hold their horses and stop taking it to the stupid. That man became a cruiserweight champion, undisputed champion. And that heavyweight is an undisputed champion. What him and Holyfield did is amazing. Amazing, man. Now, David Haye. He was great at cruiserweight, but not undisputed. But he did become a unified cruiserweight champion. And he had that explosive power. That's what made him special. He had the one-punch KO ability. The speed, fast hands, and quick movement. And plus, he's charismatic, big personality. He sold fights. He liked to talk trash. But he had tough fights, man. The moment comeback win was huge. But then there was pressure to move up to heavyweight. So he said, all right, I'm going to go ahead and chase the heavyweight glory early. And he went up there, man. And he became a champion at heavyweight. So he said, well, how come he didn't become undisputed? I think the era, I call it era fragmentation. You know what I'm saying? I think just timing, just career decisions, seeing where he was. But no doubt, the direction he was going, it wasn't just about him being an elite cruiserweight talent. He would have probably became undisputed as well. But he went up to heavyweight, fight the big boys, chase the big money, and it paid off big time. He made a lot of money at heavyweight. So now you talk about today's question, man. Where does David Benavidez fit? Look, Benavidez is, no kidding, a monster. Benavidez is the truth. He really is, man. But the current perception when it comes to DB, he's an elite fighter, pressure style fighter, volume style fighter. He has become a fan favorite. And he earned it. He earned it. David Benavidez is a fan favorite, man. But when it comes to cruiserweight, he fought Zurdo. Zurdo, most of us didn't have Zurdo winning that fight anyway. Felt that Benavidez was going to just destroy him, like I said, and he did. But why not face Jai Opetaia? Let me tell you something. Where there's a will, there's a way. I don't want to hear no shit about Jai Opetaia being on the wrong side of the street. Don't come out here with that. Don't do it. We know Jai's at Zuffa. We understand. We know they took that man's belt. But where there's a will, there's a way. You talk about Jai Opetaia, he's the dog of the division. You know what I'm saying? I think David Haye has a WBO. I'll tell you right now, I think he has a WBO and WBA titles. Yeah, WBO and WBA. And Jai Opetaia has the ring strap, which they stripped his, I believe it was IBF. But Jai Opetaia, he's the dog of the division, man. Everyone knows that. He has insane toughness. Man fought with the fractured jaw, like I told you, went 12 rounds. He got willpower. He doesn't quit. Not just tough, technically sound, got speed, southpaw. He's a problem, man. And most people will tell you, man, he's the favorite against Benavidez. But there are, I'd say it's like a 65-35 split, where 65% of people feel Jai Opetaia just brushes David Benavidez if they were to fight. But then are those who's like, nah, man, Benavidez is just too much of a dog. The dude is too evil. Ain't no way in the world Jai will beat him. It's an interesting fight. It could be a close fight, but if you're David Benavidez, it's going to be up and away by round 5 and 6 if he's still there. And Opetaia is going to be a hit with shit he doesn't like, and they feel that he'll get knocked out. I just have a tough time seeing anybody knocking out Jai Opetaia. That's just my opinion. But that's why it's cool to kind of entertain the style clash and talk about why this fight is special, because Benavidez brings that pressure, that volume punching. Opetaia, toughness, skill. One thing for sure you're going to get with this fight, you're going to get drama over dominance. I don't see it being a one-sided fight for anybody. I'm telling you right now, the fan uncertainty, Nobody's 100% confident. That's what makes for a great fight. You know what I mean? That's what makes for great fights. Now, as far as it not happening, Benavidez, he wants to go down to 175. Fight Bivol, talking about fighting Benavidez. I get it. There's bigger legacy fights at 175 right now. Those names, some feel are more established. And he gets immediate recognition. Again, legacy, history. Both of those fights, I think, are much easier fights than Jai Opetaia. But fans are going to sit here and say, you're skipping a real test at cruiserweight. David Benavidez putting duck sauce on the fried rice. And if someone's throwing something at you and you get out the way, you ducked, right? Because you didn't want to get hit with it. Now, it doesn't mean you're a coward if someone throws a brick at you and you duck and get out the way. That just means you're smart because that's probably going to hurt. So David Benavidez, see that big half Samoan, half Australian brick coming at him, and he getting out the way. He's ducking. He putting duck sauce on the fried rice. Doesn't mean he's scared or he's a coward. He just knows that shit may hurt. So he ain't going that way. But I think if he really wanted to make that fight, if there's a will, there's a way. Even though the Zuffa boxing thing, Turkey al-Sheikh, and Turkey's in the house every day. It's Thanksgiving. You think they can't figure out a way to get Jai Opetaia back his IBF belt? You think they ain't got the money to make that happen? This is politics. Boxing's corrupt. It's real easy, man. Zuffa got ties with Opetaia. I know it makes it complicated. I understand, but the truth is, if the money's right and the fighters want it, anything's possible as long as you put some money in these sanctioning bodies' pockets. You see how quick Opetaia get that IBF belt back. So the boxing truth, man, is boxing politics delays fights. They don't stop them, but it can delay them. But that fight should be happening, in my opinion. But Benavidez going back down to 175. Good luck with that. I just think could potentially be a big banana skin, you know what I'm saying? Where he's going to slip and fall. But he's doing what he wants to do. Maybe there's more money down there. I don't know. But I would think fighting Jai Opetaia would be some serious money. I just think the ideal scenario is that Benavidez has his 2 straps, Jai Opetaia with his ring belt, and then the IBF belt on the line. Then you got something special. Those 2 fighting. Whoever wins goes on to fight the WBC champion and become undisputed. And start building towards Holyfield, Usyk. You know what I mean? That's how legacies are built. Why that's not the push? I understand Opetaia being with Zuffa, but if David made enough noise, they would make that shit happen. Anyway, Evander Holyfield, toughness and history. Oleksandr Usyk, skill and dominance. David Haye, power and excitement. Those guys really put the cruiserweight division on the map. Today you got Jai Opetaia proving he's built differently, and David Benavidez has no choice to make. You know what I mean? He has a choice to make. He's got to decide what you gonna do, man. Keep playing around there at 175, or go up to cruiserweight and get busy and try to become undisputed. But he probably figures it's easy to become undisputed at 175. Then he'll come back to cruiserweight and try to do the business. But all I'll say is, if Benavidez truly wants cruiserweight greatness, there's only one name out there, and he cannot avoid it. That's Jai Opetaia, man. You got to fight Jai Opetaia. There's no other way to put it. Anyway, let's see if they make the fight. I don't care about the other side of the street bullshit. No, I don't care about it. Zuffa, I don't care. If there's a will, there's a way. And if not, then somebody taking it to the stupid. Y'all keep cool in the breeze.